I'm on muted. I'm sorry. What's up, everybody? Back again with another Saturday night edition of Get the Tables podcast. I'm your host, as always, Tony, with my two co-hosts tonight. We have the fabulous, bizarre one, Dave, with us. How you doing tonight, Dave?
Oh, it's not lovely no more, like Tuesday or Thursday, Friday, whatever the hell it was.
And we have the returning, breaking the bank, Alex in the house. How you doing tonight, Alex? Thank you for joining us tonight. How are you doing this lovely Saturday?
Lovely, Dave. What the hell did I miss this week? What's up, guys?
What's up, Truth and Loyalty? What's up, everybody? Thank you again for joining us on Periscope and over on Twitch. We are 4 followers away, everybody, from 50 followers on Twitch. So if you haven't already, jump over to Twitch, make an account, do whatever you have to do. Come over here, hit that follow button, and get us over 50 followers. We're so close. We can't believe the amount of support we've gotten over on Twitch. In just a month of being live over there, we've already hit almost 50 followers. So thank you for all the support. And we got quite a bit to talk about tonight. We had a couple of WWE releases, wrestlers, and backstage crew. We had a couple of shocking signings today. And also a huge announcement about a guy that's returning to Raw to make a update about his health status, and that's Roman Reigns. So let's jump into that first. What's up, everybody in the Periscope chat room? I'll get to you guys' comments in just a second, but let's go with Roman Reigns first. It was announced, I believe, was it Friday or Thursday? I can't remember which day it was, but they announced that they will have Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw. He will be coming on to make give us an update about his health and how he's doing, and I guess I'm not really sure what else, but of course we got the rumors and innuendos already popping out of the little corners and in their little hiding areas about the Roman Reigns haters, and they're already saying that maybe this whole cancer stuff was a lie. There's no way he could be already showing up on Raw or possibly getting back in the ring so soon if he had cancer. All this crap. It just can't be Roman Reigns just showing up just to give us an update. It's always something else. But crazy amount of disrespect towards Roman Reigns has been on Twitter these last couple of days. But what do you think about this, Alex? You're a doctor. Just because he's showing up on Raw, 6 months later, does that mean that his cancer is fake?
Oh my God.
Right.
I mean, so by the time Roman announced 6 months ago that he had leukemia, he had already started treatment. He was pretty much already so they do, for anyone who knows or had family that's in chemotherapy, he's already went through what we call an induction treatment, where basically they start everything. So he's already started treatment. So to say 6 months, that's a reasonable time to just come back and make an appearance. I mean, we saw pictures just a month ago of him at the gym.
Right.
So with that said, I mean, yes, I'm happy to see Roman come back just to give us an update, just to see what's been going on. But obviously, from the WWE side, this is announcing it Thursday ahead of time. It's to hope get ratings in,
Mm-hmm.
Because the story of Roman Reigns, he came 6 months ago. He announced how he was diagnosed with leukemia. He's gonna fight it. That's a story everyone can get behind. So now he's 6 months later, they're announcing, hey, he's gonna come back and give us an update. That ideally should give a good ratings boost, right? As for Roman himself, I mean, whatever it is he announces, hopefully it's something positive. Probably a continuation of saying, I don't know when I'll be back exactly, but I will be back. But I think it's just for him to show his face, from Vince's side also, to help with the ratings, because like I said, announcing ahead of time would accomplish that.
Right, and a lot of people I saw on Twitter, they don't surprise us anymore, but you got to, in Vince McMahon's head, he's not really caring about being surprised. He's caring about you actually tuning in on Monday night and watching the product.
What benefit would just Roman just music hits? Why not just build it up like it is a big deal? Why not?
And he's apparently supposed to be on Good Morning America, I believe, that Tuesday morning after Monday Night Raw. So just because he's showing up doesn't mean he's going to be wrestling everybody. So everybody relax. Jordy in the Twitch chat room asked, will he lose his hair? I know my son, when he had cancer, he lost his hair. He apparently hasn't, but, maybe he might get lucky and not lose, and not everybody does.
Right.
What do you think about these speculations of people saying that this is all just a gimmick and not a, just a work, basically?
I feel like there are so many, and I guess the main reason why everyone's saying it's a work is because that way they I guess in their mind that's how WWE is going to guarantee to get sympathy for Roman.
Right.
I mean, I know it's WWE, but man, could you imagine if, let's just say it was, which I don't think it is, if we found out that WWE was making this up? Could you imagine the publicity shitstorm that WWE would get in?
That would probably. I would think this would. This might be a little bit overblowing it, but it could ruin the WWE, especially with how sensitive this time era is.
This got so much mainstream press, ESPN, like athletes around the world, celebrities, like, and to imagine like if they found out this was all a work, like I think that's a little too much stretching it. And hey, I get it. There are people who will say never with the WWE, but right. I'm not sold on this being a work.
Because JT in the chat says it perfectly. People wouldn't think this way if WWE hadn't shown it in the past that they were capable of doing this. So it's true, they have done some pretty risky and off the wall shit. But to say they did to fake a cancer,
especially when they have so many relationships with Susan B. Komen,
right?
Like the pediatric cancer, where all these like poor kids who have cancer who like posted videos of get well Roman type of thing, like that would be a PR nightmare for them.
Yeah, I don't see how that would help.
They would lose they would lose all those sponsors. They would lose all the support to get one guy over and lose all the stuff that is still making them money. Because let's face it, the ratings are shit, but WWE's still making this money as a global trading company.
Vince McMahon's limo blew up. Yeah.
But think about the way that WWE is so successful right now. It's not the ratings, because the ratings have been shit. It's all the thing as a global company it's doing. All these relationships with all these foundations and all these other groups out there. If they lose those, they're going to take a big hit. So I just can't see what they would gain from putting all the stock into trying to get sympathy for one guy. They have so much to lose by mimicking something like that.
JT throwing out another one. You say that, but then I see an interview where Stephanie says her dad pitched a story of him being the father of her baby.
That's fine. Drama is fine, but I don't know. I just don't see it. I think they would have, like, what would WWE lose if they found out Vince was committing incest? Not much. If they were faking cancer with all the relationships they have, a lot.
I mean, the same company who did the Katie Vick story.
I don't think the Necrophiliacs Anonymous is gonna cause a dent in their money.
Now, what about you, Dave? Your thoughts on Roman Reigns? Because I know you were the Roman Reigns hater. You didn't really care for him too much. Maybe not. I know not the person. You didn't hate the person, but just the way they booked him and stuff
Joe.
like that.
I think it's weird when people call him Joe. Like, oh, it's Joe coming back. It's not Roman, but they're still using Roman. But yeah, I mean, if it is a work, I don't mind that he comes back. Update doesn't bother me like it's bothering so many people on Twitter. But I mean, I don't know if we are playing that what if this whole thing is a work. I mean, I think I would just stop. I would give up on WWE. I would, because there's some lines you just don't cross. I mean, after all the stuff you've done successfully with the cancer research and all that, and working all these cancer programs like Susan G, like we talked about, and the Connor's Cure.
Right.
They created the Connor's Cure specifically for him. That's the reason this pediatrics cancer awareness thing they've been doing every October is because of him. We're doing it for him.
Right.
And for them to go out there and like say they're going to do a fake cancer storyline, I mean, that's just too low to even.
If this was Attitude Era, if this was Attitude Era, could you see WWE doing something like that?
Not even that. I mean, I don't think they would even go that far. Who knows?
I think they
might.
would. I think back then they would have.
But again, WWE right now is a lot of their money and a lot of their stock is in all of these relationships. They have. I just think they'd have too much to lose from.
I agree.
Yeah, they're a publicly traded company right now. Before they weren't.
A public trading company.
Yeah, so that's one reason they can't. I mean, yes, Vince did give Jim Ross a rectal exam before, so I mean.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's very true, JT. I agree with you on that. Now,
and I would hope they wouldn't. I mean, let's not forget, same company who also gave us Big Boss Man trailing Big Show's dad's coffin.
And
hold on, remember that?
Jumping
on it, yeah. Let's not forget Big Boss Man feeding Al Snow his own dog.
Taker murdered someone on live.
Big
Boss Man on
he hung it. Yeah, and they also sacrificed Viscera.
Little kids saw murder.
We saw human sacrifices in The Undertaker turning people.
He tried to embalm Austin.
Yeah, Mae Young giving birth to a hand.
Grown man get crucified.
We saw Triple H try to hump a dead person in a casket.
We've
seen quite a bit.
It wasn't try.
Oh yeah,
I mean there wasn't a try about it.
That is true. So we've seen WWE really do it all. I can't really say that they would stoop to this level. Honestly, we can never say never with the WWE and Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon is just.
I mean, they've done some crazy crap.
He's an oddball, to say the least. My grandmother passed away due to cancer. I would be done with WWE if this Roman story is at work. Okay, see, there you go. So yeah, I couldn't. I feel
like Vince has too much stuff going on to even risk this type of a feat. Because this is not the Vince of Attitude Era. This is the Vince trying to start XFL, restart XFL. He has all, like you guys said, like this public trading company with so many relationships. I feel like while he's trying to be risky again, I feel like he's also like, I don't want to lose what's making me money right now.
Right, and Adam awesome good point. He says Vince is a disgusting human being, of course, but I don't think he's that disgusting of a person to do that. Yeah, I mean, I can agree with you. Now that would Austin hanging from. Man, if we could go back and watch all the risky shit that they did back in the Attitude Era, it's insane how they were able to be on TV. I mean, to them almost killing Austin. To the numerous sex storylines, Chuck and Billy wedding. It's just been a lot of.
Hey, what was wrong with that?
They've been having a lot of edgy content on in the Attitude Era. Nothing's wrong with Chuck and Billy wedding. I'm just saying, just some of the edgier content. Back in the day, that was edgy content back in the day.
Not really. Gay people weren't edgy. I mean, come on. I mean, how is that really edgy, though? I mean, they didn't do anything anyway. It was a spoiler alert. It was a fake. It was fake.
Well, it was a big publicity stuff. But I'm just saying that,
That's a good comparison, I guess, to the Roman situation because everyone thought Chuck and Billy were actually going to get married, and they even went on talk shows and stuff. And then at the end, they got to the show.
She was unconscious. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that was.
Oh, they didn't give a shit. Forget race. They did the Nation of Domination. They made Kai and Taka and Funaka as like Japanese.
We saw someone's dick get cut off on Raw. Well, he didn't get cut off, but he was going to get cut off on Raw.
Mae Young gave birth to a hand, guys.
Oh, the God storyline. Remember the God storyline with Vince McMahon?
Oh, him and Shawn White.
And Vince booked himself to win.
That was good, though. He's like, it's going to be me and Shane.
Vince would do it. He's like, I'm going to book myself to fight God, damn it, and win.
Oh, my God.
I mean, this is funny, though. It was hilarious. He's like, me and Shane versus Shawn and your best friend, God.
Trying to think of some other risky storylines that they did back in the day. I mean, anything with Sable back in the day was pretty TV-14. I mean, you've seen some of the stuff that she used to do. So.
TV-14, TVMA?
Oh, no, they went TVMA with the women. Like, I remember there was I know we're going down Attitude Era memory lane, but there was I think it was the Royal Rumble. And I think Jerry the King's girlfriend at the time, the Cat, I think she straight up derobed right in front of everyone. Like you could see.
No, I think it was an Armageddon where she just took her top off.
And she took her top off, and like
on a pay-per-view,
Jerry had to go like cover her. But
Jerry back in the day was fantastic, man. His reactions to seeing puppies on live TV.
I mean, she even said on live TV, "I have panties on because they made me put them on." She said that on live TV.
Adam Bob says in the Twitch chat room they had Eugene be mentally retarded and apparently had plans to turn him heel by having him admit it was just to get sympathy.
If they did the Eugene, another gimmick. If they did today, holy shit, that would have been.
Oh, can you imagine? That
would have been stopped the first day.
You know what? It was good though. I enjoyed it. It might have been offended some people, but I mean, I thought it was kind of funny because it was like, I guess it really wasn't good now you think about it because I mean, it was them making fun of someone who would be not all there in the head, and they were huge wrestling fans, so they just mimic all these wrestling moves.
Remember Beaver?
Right. You know, there are definitely some gimmicks that did not age well with time.
In the chat, MG1974 says, I doubt Roman Reigns will be wrestling anytime soon. It usually takes about 2 to 3 years of treatment. What if Roman Reigns comes on Raw, gives us a little bit of an update? You know, hopefully it's positive news. And says, and then also he says, no, I'm back, but says, and also I will be the host of WrestleMania this year. How would you feel about that?
This is what you know what he's really going to say? This is what's going to happen. Everyone knows this is going to happen. The big dog is back, and I'm giving you my rematch at WrestleMania. It's going to be a triple threat match.
No.
Honestly, I'm walking out with the title.
I do feel like he's going to end with saying Seth Rollins, like, you know how Dean came out and said Slay the Beast? I feel like he's going to tell Seth, it's your
some words of encouragement. I could see that. Now, what if maybe they have him, which I don't know how they could get Roman involved in WrestleMania, because I know probably Vince wants him on the show some way, somehow. Now, host would work. Maybe they say that he'll be on commentary during the world title match, so you get that little feel-good moment afterwards. You get Roman coming in there and handing him the title, and they raising his hand up in the air.
You know,
that kind of stuff.
Well, they've pretty much turned Dean, like, it's not that Dean's face, it's just, they just let Dean do whatever now. So I could see them, like, with Seth winning, and then all three of them at the end just doing one last fist off because Dean's leaving.
That would be one, you would have to admit that would be a pretty emotional moment. Not just seeing that.
That's pretty much the last time if Dean is legit leaving.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, it's very possible, but I wonder if Roman's at the point where like Daniel Bryan was when he first had to do this, and they were announcing him for like appearances and stuff like that. And this was during Daniel Bryan going through the depression stuff by him not know the wrestling anymore. I wonder if he's going to go through where he just doesn't want to be around it. I mean, that's why we haven't seen him ever even tweet anymore.
Thank you for the super hard ducks, man. DX in the chat says Roman will come out on Raw this Monday and announce that he will be signing with the AEW.
Oh, man.
Oh, Roman Reigns is going to All Elite Wrestling.
Oh, is that Cody Rhodes' mystery opponent?
Cody got to book himself over.
Oh, that's right. Remember, Alex... Dean.
Did you guys hear Triple H going to AEW too?
Yeah, Triple H. Apparently, so is Shane McMahon taking pictures with Chris Jericho. What's going on?
We have a bunch of sign-ups. Sorry, I'm a little out of. I'm not keeping up with the sources.
Right, this is insane. This is that's funny, man. You can just hear. All right, Chris. So what's going on Double or Nothing? What's the matches? What's the card? Let us know. What's the inside information? There you go.
Taker, when you're at StarCast, text me everything you're hearing. I told you, Taker's a plan.
Oh my God, he wants to announce his new movie over acting with my family starting. Yeah, I know Reigns is going to be in a movie, so maybe he's going to announce that, and
probably.
But let's just have enjoyed the moment, and
if he comes out there, I swear to God. If he comes out there and says, "Hey everyone, I'm here to let you guys know you should check out Paige's new movie, Fighting with My Family," I'm going to break my TV. I'm so sick of hearing about this stupid... I'm sorry, the movie will be great, I'm sure. I'm sick of it.
Holyfield AEW. Ric Flair
I'm pretty sure that's the highest WWE studio movie. like they have.
Apparently,
Like, rated
it's
by-
been getting good reviews, so I'm actually kind of
Not
curious
for
to check
me.
it out. Did you see it?
Not for me. No, I don't. I'm sick of the freaking preview.
I want to see
I
it.
don't want to see the
I'm gonna
damn
see
movie
it. I'm
now.
gonna see
I
it.
don't.
I plan on seeing it next weekend, so I'm curious to see
I mean,
how it is.
it's good to see.
Every commercial.
The last movie we ever saw that actually had like a really good wrestling feature was The Wrestler. Like that showed you the dark side of the wrestler of
That
wrestling.
was a good one.
The
I like that a lot.
Chaperone, oh my god!
That felt,
Yeah,
that
that
felt
was
like a
good.
mix of
You know
Jake
what
the
movie
Snake
that? You know what
Roberts, Hulk
WWE
Hogan.
movie I actually kind of liked, and probably no one else would have.
Don't say
Chaperone.
the Marine series.
No.
I'm
The Chaperone.
No, and it's not See No Evil because that's another one that a lot of people.
Oh,
like.
let me guess. It's the one with Shawn Michaels, the Marine 6 or
No,
7
I mean
or
he
10.
probably did make that movie good. I didn't see it. Knucklehead with the Big Show. Did y'all see that
No.
one?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
no.
I didn't. I thought that I had a couple of moments in that movie where I actually kind of, laughed my ass off a little. And I thought it was
The bus scene is pretty funny. Big Show's stuck in a bathroom.
Yeah, I mean-
and everyone's on the bus and he's taking a
I
crap
will
on the
say I did see the I saw the first Marine.
bus.
Oh.
I did too,
But
unfortunately.
given what you see from action movies nowadays, like it wasn't that bad if you were expecting an action movie. But yeah, I only saw the first one. I never saw the
12
6 or
rounds. Which
7.
one was that? Which one was 12 rounds? Is that the one with Ziggler?
This one with John Cena?
Hell of a
No,
John.
Cena.
John Cena
John
was in a
Cena.
lot of the WWE movies, right? Like the first 8 of them with the Marine.
Well, that's
and
how
then-
that's how his career began. Yeah.
Oh my
Yep.
god. Let's
You're a
see.
terrible
Let's
actor.
go through the chat real quick. Someone told me on Facebook that he is lying about his leukemia as a storyline. The Richie, I would be in shock if this was a lie. If
You know,
gets-
The Condemned was a good movie with Austin.
Orton
Oh,
was in
really?
the movie. Which one was Orton in?
I think he was a Marine. And I
Condemned
think he
too.
was in the 12-round sequel.
Oh, he was
Yeah,
condemned
he
too?
was, but
Thank you for
Orton was
the
in
super hearts,
Condemned
Bill.
too.
Appreciate that,
God.
man.
Condemned
a
1 is
You're in
really
a
good.
high-paced situation. You need someone to get there immediately, and you send Orton. He probably took 2 hours just to walk to the villain.
So,
The Condemned 1 was like a bunch of...
methodical.
you know what we need to do on here one day, or if I could figure it out,
Watch
is
a
do
WWE
a
movie?
watch party, watch a damn WWE Studios movie, like one of the worst.
And then make a
I know what
scenario
Tony's
like,
going to pick.
how would they book this movie?
Yeah, we gotta
Tony's
do
probably
it.
going to make us watch Chaperone.
I mean, in the Marines, John was pretty much Super Cena. Like, he survived the explosion. He got hit with, like, 5 different weapons.
Oh yeah, Ted DiBiase Jr. Triple H was in Blade trilogy, right? I remember that.
Yeah, he was.
Yes,
Trinity.
yes.
Trinity.
The trilogy, the third one sucked. I always liked
Yep,
the first two.
Trinity. Yeah, that was a good one. I mean, yeah, Triple H was a decent actor. He did Chaperone. He did some other one, too, I'm sure. But, yeah, I mean,
Hey, what's up, Kobe?
Egg was
Thank you
in
for coming in
Highlander.
here, dude.
that was good.
Our Saturday show, since you're new to the show, is kind of our shoot the shit. We just kind of touch on
Yeah.
whatever. We don't really have a direction. Tuesday nights.
I kind of forgot what we were talking about.
Tuesday nights we touch on Raw and SmackDown Live,
Where are we?
and
Something about Roman.
Roman Reigns, and then we led to touching on WWE movies. Suburban
And
Commando. I love Suburban Commando.
Oh, hell,
Suburban
Undertaker's
Commando is a
voice.
classic.
Dude,
Undertaker's
Suburban
voice.
Commando is. Oh yeah, Undertaker's. I love
Wait,
that movie, dude.
There was Suburban Commando.
And the one where he had to
Ramsey.
babysit the kids too. The one where he was the babysitter.
Hey,
That one
Super
was
Nanny,
good.
or Mr.
Super
Nanny, or whatever.
Whatever. That one was
No,
good.
Mr.
too.
Nanny.
That one was.
then there's Ready to
Super Nanny.
Rumble.
Yep. No
Oh,
holds
man.
barred.
See, I like the movie, but I hate it. Because
Right.
they're just
I
making
know.
fun of wrestling fans.
No,
you know?
man, that was great, man. Hulk Hogan did have
It
some
was
pretty.
then.
Oh,
Are
And
we
then,
not going to talk
Roddy
about
Piper was
Santa with muscles?
dead.
oh, Roddy Piper. Yeah, there was some man.
Oh, yeah, they live.
Back
Yeah,
in
Yeah,
the
we're not
day.
going to talk about Santa.
And he turned on the
Yeah.
glasses, and you could just see everyone was
Yep,
a
the
zombie.
classic line that everyone still uses.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was just been some.
I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick some ass. I'm all out of
Tooth
bubblegum.
Fairy? Oh my gosh. Oh my
Oh, wow.
gosh. Thank you all. What WWE
How
movie
we not
wasn't
gonna
straight to
mention-
DVD besides the Page movie? Ooh, that's a good one. Which ones actually went to movie theaters?
None of them?
I mean, it's hard because like I feel like all of them were I think the first
Select theaters.
theater.
Yeah.
I wouldn't count the Rock movies because it was just him starring because he was in the Scorpion King, but that wasn't.
That wasn't really WWE. Yeah,
That's
even though it's listed on there as. But the first Marine went to actual theaters, I believe.
I think they made
just
and
so corny.
No Evil went to movie theaters because it was a horror movie. So it was
See No Evil 1 and 2 were freaking awesome. I love those. Are my favorites so far.
I actually like See No Evil for a horror movie.
Yeah, that was good. Kane's perfect for he's perfect for that bit. We should get like the Wyatt family in some kind of like Hills Have Eyes type movie.
I'm telling you, Bray Wyatt would be a perfect 12 rounds. It was in the movies. See No Evil. What Dean Ambrose? Which one was he in?
Was he in 12 rounds? The other 12 rounds?
I think so.
There'd be like 3 or 4 of those movies.
Wait, did you guys ever see that movie where Dolph Ziggler had
oh my god! I tried to watch it.
Show, and he has to fight Rusev.
Yeah.
It's so stupid because the whole movie is like...
I was dying.
Oh,
Tony, you would not believe this. This whole movie is basically done in a wrestling arena. The whole movie.
It's a Raw segment for 2
It
hours.
He did a good
it's
job
done in
in
an
12
arena.
rounds.
That's it.
I never saw that one.
I haven't seen any of them either.
Again, thank you everybody for the
Countdown with Dean Ambrose. That's what it was.
For coming
Countdown
out tonight. We already hit 1,000 viewers. And we haven't even been live for an hour. So thank you for that. Appreciate
People
that.
like WWE movies. What can I say?
We need to do a WWE watch marathon, man. Imagine the view count we would get for that. Just got in. You see wrestling with my family or talk about it yet? We haven't seen it yet. We were just asking about people who have seen it, what their thoughts were. And seen a lot of people give good reviews about it. So,
right.
Hey, do you guys remember that Brodus Clay movie? I don't know if it really counts as a W movie because it really wasn't a main focal point in the movie. But it was, I can't think of the name of that movie, but I watched it. It was actually a pretty good movie.
Cena in Cock Blockers was hilarious, says Peckinrod.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He was actually really funny in, what's it called?
Yeah, Trainwreck, yes. Yep, I've seen that too, yeah. And he also did a couple of little cameos, but Cena's gotten a lot better at these movies. Like Blockers, which the original name was supposed to be Cock Blockers.
Yes, and G says, didn't Mr. Kennedy do one of Behind the Enemy Lines sequels? Yes, he did.
I would not know. I don't like
yes,
Kennedy.
Yes, he did. Cena in Daddy's Home was pretty funny. How many movies is Cena in? God damn.
Cena's in a bunch of movies. The cameos.
I had no idea he was in Daddy's Home. I didn't even... Bending the Rules
I didn't
with
either.
Edge. What the hell? I don't even remember any of these movies. That's crazy.
Bending the Rules, unfortunately, I do remember that movie.
I do not remember.
That movie's terrible.
With
Edge and Jamie Kennedy. Oh my god, that was so terrible.
Well, we went on a different tangent, so we apologize for that. But hey, it seems like everybody enjoyed talking about old WWE studio
1,000
movies.
people thought we liked it.
Yeah.
What about Thunder in Paradise?
Barrett was an extra in a movie. Yes, he was. And it's crazy. Some of these wrestlers. Barrett, Braun Strowman in that Sherlock Holmes movie. Yep. Did you ever see Pure Country, Pure Heart? HBK was in the movie. I did not see that, DX. Believe it or not, as much as a big fan I am of HBK, I don't go out and check out all of his movies, even though I should show him as much support as I can because, he is the greatest ever. Is that
like a God movie or whatever?
I'll move on. One? I will move on because we'll just leave it at HBK's.
Yeah, or else you're going to lose us viewers.
So
yeah, we're going to keep talking about Luke like 5 in the morning.
Speculation and rumors and innuendo about Kevin Owens, and there has been a lot of news lately about him. So here it is. There's a report from WrestleVotes on Twitter. I'm not sure how credible they are, but they are a wrestling news source apparently. And they are saying that the rumors of returning Kevin Owens possibly challenging WWE champion Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, there is some truth, about Kevin Owens facing Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. The situation was described as fluid, and it was noted that nothing for the WWE title match at WrestleMania is set in stone as of now. It was also noted that Kofi's ongoing wave of momentum could still shake things up. A source noted to WrestleVotes that they wouldn't be shocked to see Kofi versus Bryan for the title at WrestleMania 35. Meltzer reported a returning superstar could possibly be Bryan's opponent at Mania. Kofi is currently scheduled to challenge Bryan for the title at Fastlane on March 10th, which will be the final pay-per-view event before WrestleMania 35. Kofi was not the original choice for Bryan's Fastlane opponent. Obviously, it was probably maybe Mustafa Ali. So we'll go with you first, Alex. Do you think they ride this Kofi train all the way to WrestleMania? I know a lot of fans want to see Kofi win the title. Obviously, Bryan would probably get his rematch. Been hearing a lot of people talk about maybe inserting Mustafa Ali into this match and probably making it a triple threat match of some sort. What do you think they do? Later's JT, thank you for popping in, dude. Do you think they go with Kofi winning the title, or do you think they go with some type of rematch at WrestleMania, or do you see maybe Daniel Bryan facing Kevin Owens? I know we have a lot of time left till WrestleMania, but what do you think may happen if you're the WWE? What do you think? What are they gonna do?
Oh, well, I'll just say first off, because I guess I haven't given time to give my thoughts about it. When I first heard that Kofi was going to be, in the Elimination Chamber, I remember I told you guys, I was like, Kofi again. Then I saw the Gauntlet match, and then obviously I saw the Elimination Chamber match, and I'm all for it, man. I mean, how often do we get such an organic, ride like this, Like it's the same things that people attach when Becky was just getting over and over. You see the crowd, it's just such an organic feeling with Kofi Kingston. WWE doesn't do that very rarely. So when this does happen, I think just go for it. You see something hot, just say, you know what? Screw whatever plans we have. This is what's working. Let's just not get in their way and just go for it. So I'd be all for Kofi going to WrestleMania. Why not? I mean, last year, the big match, well, not the big match, but the match, we already have Seth and Brock. We already have Rousey, Becky, Charlotte. Why not have Kofi have this moment? I'm all for it. It's something new. The crowd's behind it. He's still clearly over with each week. Do something with this. Definitely. I would love to see Kofi go into WrestleMania. If it was left up to me, I would have Kofi win, and that would be the turn of New Day. I think I love the fact that Big E and Xavier are constantly saying, Kofi's going to be the champion, Kofi's going to be champion, they're supporting, that's great. I would love it at the end if Kofi wins at WrestleMania and they're doing the big moment, and then one of them, Big E, just turns on him. And that's your new feud in 2019 is the New Day implosion over the title. Right. With that said, I would not be opposed to Kevin Owens either being in the title hunt from there. I think they should just completely drop the Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens thing because fuck Lashley. I don't really care for it. I'm totally fine with them going to SmackDown because they're not doing anything with KO and Raw anyways. I mean, they weren't doing it. But I think as of right now, things change. And I think WWE should adapt to it, not just try to stay so set on one plan. It's clear the crowd really wants to get behind Kofi, so embrace it. See how far it goes. If they can find a way to keep it hot even past Fastlane, then why not? At this point, I'm sorry, Tony, but it sucks that this came at the expense of Ali having to call out. But that's what happens. One thing changes and something else arises in its place, so you just go with it. I think at this point we're a little bit far past Ali just getting added in to WrestleMania. I think if you're going to do Kofi and Bryan, just go all the way for it. Okay. I would prefer if they just did Fastlane. They added Ali at Fastlane, but yeah.
No, I wouldn't mind that either. In the chat room, they say I know KO got ripped of $20 for soda and popcorn. Yeah, that his promos have been off the wall lately. Kofi will lose because there are rumors of the Big E turning, and haven't I been saying that on this show since Elimination Chamber? Dave, remember that? Remember that, Dave? Remember talking about the vibes that we were getting after the show was over? Let's see what else. Not sure yet. Looks like a face going by his promo talking about Kevin Owens. 0 chance Kofi wins. New Day is too much of a moneymaker. No breakup soon. I would have to kind of agree. I don't see them breaking them up. they make too much money. Even though I would love to see them eventually turn on Kofi Kingston because he just maybe.
Oh,
can't win
dude, the
big one.
implosion when it actually happens will be big. So
Yeah.
I imagine they're aware of that. But yeah, I mean, isn't that always been the argument we've had for like the last 2 years about what will they do new with New Day?
That's true, and it's just crazy that Kofi Kingston is getting this momentum now, and I'll raise my hand because I was one of them. Dave can too. We were the ones, 2-3 months ago saying we were tired of the New Day and tired of seeing them on our TV screens.
And what Xavier said, like it's really true. Like he said, we've been goofing together for 3 years, but then I forgot how good Kofi is, and I think all of us pretty much did. Like, I'm sorry, bandwagoners. I'm not gonna pretend I forgot how good Kofi can be. And just shout out to this week's SmackDown when Kofi clotheslined Orton and then started yelling "stupid."
Yeah, that was good. That was a
nice little thing. I'm sure Orton was like, "Yeah, you can do it, man," because Orton's like so mellowed out because he's so set now. He's changed so much. He's like, "Yeah, Kofi, go ahead."
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck anymore. You're absolutely right. Now, Big E was a monster at first. Now more comedy. Yes, he's absolutely comedy act of the New Day show. Or the New Day group, I should say. Now
that's
Dave,
why if someone's gonna turn heel, I would definitely be behind Big E.
Your thoughts, Dave, of this speculation? Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan. I know you're a big guy, on Daniel Bryan facing a credible,
the Kofi side, yeah.
a credible opponent at WrestleMania. I know I've been, waving the flag for Mustafa Ali versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. You don't think that's a good enough, big enough matchup for Daniel Bryan. Now, Kevin Owens, I'm going to assume, would be a big enough matchup for Daniel Bryan. I know you mentioned John Cena this past week when we were touching it on Tuesday night. Who would you want to see Daniel Bryan face at WrestleMania? What do you think they go with, and more realistically?
Well, going on to March with Kofi and Bryan, I'm really looking forward to this match. And I want Bryan to win, of course, but I would not be mad at all if Kofi won because it's like that. Like I said on Tuesday, Alex wasn't here, but I think it was Tuesday. It's kind of like that Jeff Hardy thing. When Jeff Hardy was trying to win the title, finally when he finally won it like Armageddon after getting so many opportunities. Maybe we get something similar to that with Kofi. He finally wins the title like at the TLC at the end of the year. Because throughout that whole year, they told the story of Jeff Hardy trying to win the title throughout that whole year. And he couldn't win it. That'd be a good story.
And just that's what it is. It's a story. Like, you know why I really loved Kofi versus Bryan at the Elimination Chamber because it wasn't the most technically sound match. It wasn't flip-a-doo and all that. It had such a story behind it. Like, the crowd was crazy. It just made you believe. It made you just feel like, wow, like that feeling you had as a kid watching your favorite wrestlers go against the bad guy, and you're just, like, on your feet, like you're at the edge of your chair. Like, it made you believe again. And that's kind of why we all fell in love with pro wrestling, right? You don't see that much. I'll take that feeling. I'll take that. Honestly, I will take that feeling of Kofi thinking for a moment he's going to beat Bryan and get this moment over a 25-minute Kick-Out City takeover match. I honestly would.
Yeah. Because if that's the story,
that's the story that you invest in.
Yeah. And that's what people did with the Jeff Hardy scenario. They were like, oh, they're never going to let him win the title. And then he finally did it at the Armageddon, and that was just
so basically
everyone
what
was so happy.
You two are saying basically is keep having Kofi chase his title. Keep having him fail and fail. And then maybe at, say, SummerSlam, or maybe even if you want to go this long, have him win the Royal Rumble and get his retribution there at WrestleMania. I don't know. Can wrestling fans?
I don't have faith in WWE like keeping it that long.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they did with Jeff Hardy.
Here's the thing too, and we touched on this I think last weekend on our show, where storylines and and feuds lasted for a while on the WWF/WWE. Now, can fans these days have that long of an attention span to a storyline?
No.
Because after a while, and it happened with Daniel Bryan, they're going to get to where all they want is Kofi. They're going to do Kofi chants. They're going to try to hijack the show with Kofi stuff until they get what they want. I don't think fans in general can last through a Kofi Kingston storyline till August without him at least touching gold once.
Yeah, everyone's attention span is like very small. I wouldn't fight against if he actually got his moment at WrestleMania. I think that'd be an amazing moment.
Right. And now,
yeah, but I say if you can't go that way, then do it sooner than later. You know, if Vince doesn't trust a Kofi Kingston as champion at a WrestleMania, because look, he gave Mahal the title. I mean, no offense, but I mean, damn.
Honestly, you know what? Even if, and I know people wouldn't like it, but even if it was just for one night, like let's say he won at WrestleMania and then they wanted him to drop it the next week. Yes, I know it's not the best scenario, but just to get that moment.
Bill makes a good point in the chat, but you see what's happening now with fans with that storyline, and they're kind of turning their back on that certain person, and that is Becky. He said that they're kind of doing this with Becky Lynch now, and they have where, you know, she's finally going to get her hands with Ronda, but in that process, fans who were 100% backing Becky Lynch are now starting to not, you know, like her very much.
So these are online fans, right?
It's because they were liking Becky Lynch when it was cool and the machine wasn't supporting them. But now that the machine is, bro, it's so like mainstream.
I love having you back, Alex.
Hey,
Thank you.
God.
That's my thing. I think if they did, this is what I feel like this would happen. If they did do this with Kofi, and they did a storyline that said last to August, fans would get tired of Kofi. Fans would end up getting tired of Kofi.
Till June? What if you did it in June? Give Kofi the title at like Money in the Bank.
I think, quote, fans like to get behind people that aren't being pushed by the WWE. And every time the WWE actually picks up on it and starts pushing them, now they're like, no.
Right, and now
you're shoving it down
what
our
if
throats.
they did this? What if they go this route? Because I think there was like 40-something days till WrestleMania, and then we'll move on to our other wrestling news. I'm sorry, we touching on this a little bit too long, but it's all right. Here, I got a question. What if they say they did this, and they have Kofi win at Fastlane? Would you be okay if he had maybe a 2-week, 3-week title reign, and then eventually lost it to Daniel Bryan on a TV taping?
Or WrestleMania?
I don't think they...
Meaning that if Kofi won at Mania?
No, he wins at Fastlane, loses it before Mania.
As long as it's not to AJ Styles.
I think realistically, I could see them doing that, so I wouldn't be opposed to it. At least as long as Kofi gets a moment, like they pull the trigger, but I can see if they realistically want to give Kofi the moment, but keep their plans. I could see them doing that. That's a very good point. He wins at Fastlane, and then Ryan takes this. That way, you could say, we gave you your moment with Kofi, but now we're moving on to our plans. Come on, Batista.
Yeah, right. Okay, now, Tony. Okay, sorry I've been on this Kofi tangent for so long, but to answer your Kevin Owens question, I hate it. Look, I love Kevin Owens. He is one of my favorite heels of all time.
Yeah,
he's not my face. It's me, Kevin Face Owens, here to save you from vegan Daniel Bryan.
Right.
No, you should be aligned with vegan Daniel Bryan, not against him. I mean, I just don't like it. I would much rather see Cena and Bryan because heel Kevin Owens is the best. Face Kevin Owens, I don't know about that. That's like face CM Punk. They just don't mix.
Like, Owens, when he was Universal Champion, was great. I love the stuff he did with Sammy, but that made him a comedic character. But the fight Owens, like the prize fighter, like, hey, I'm here to put food on my family's table. I'll beat anyone that stands in my way. That type of Kevin Owens mentality, that was a superstar. The Kevin Owens that was with Chris Jericho in the Universal title, that's a main eventer.
The Kevin Owens that was cracking Roman Reigns up in the ring.
KO needs to be a strong heel. It's also like face Miz, yes. Exactly. If they have if they do that, then why not have Daniel drop the belt on SmackDown, then lose it at Mania? No, I
hope Daniel Bryan at least gets to keep the title until Mania, and then because this is his longest run he's ever had as WWE champion. So I hope he gets. If he does lose it at Mania, I don't care. I just hope he gets a chance to go to Mania as champion, get a good time in the ring, have a good match, and then.
Sorry, Tony. Last random tangent, just because I haven't been on. What's the purpose of Rowan? If he's supposed to be, if Daniel's supposed to be a heel, isn't Rowan supposed to help him win matches and interfere and do the dirty things? He's not doing anything.
Yeah, he's standing out there.
Yeah, he's intimidation factor, I guess. Now, so yeah,
Fastlane, it's gonna be Harper showing up to screw Kofi over, and that's gonna lead it even farther.
So we'll see what happens there. But yeah,
or Bray
Kofi
Wyatt
Kingston
too. And then
Kofi Kingston will get a contract signing this Tuesday. Everybody, huge SmackDown Live. We'll touch on in just a second, but Kofi Kingston will have a contract signing with Daniel Bryan this Tuesday night. Tony, how about the mods tell you when a discussion goes over 30 minutes, but only if it's not a serious discussion? Absolutely, Adam Bomb, please do that. I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with that. I asked that a few times. Why is Roman there? It's like a Wyatt family reunion, basically a bodyguard. Yeah, but he hasn't really done much. Can
you imagine if they put the whole Wyatt family together with Bryan again like this? It would be so interesting.
Now, on NXT this past Wednesday night, not only did we see a title change take place, but we also had the first 4 teams announced for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I know there were spoilers out from the tapings this past week, so I don't know who else is in it. Please, everybody in the chat room, don't spoil it. I was already spoiled for this North American Championship match, and I would not like to be spoiled with anything else these next few weeks until WrestleMania TakeOver, so I'd really appreciate that. But anyways, they announced that the winners will face the War Raiders at NXT TakeOver New York. The first 4 teams participating are Undisputed Era, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, Eichner and Barthel, the Forgotten Sons, and the best tag team in NXT, the Street Profits. What?
So it's Eichner, Martel, Undisputed Era, and that's really it.
No,
the Forgotten Sons
and Street Profits as
well.
Oh,
sure, yeah, the Forgotten Sons. and the Street Profits will hand off the trophy to the winner. That's what you meant, right?
They ain't gonna get that far.
No. They're literally just going to present the trophy.
The disrespect is just unreal. So
the no profit.
So that should be good.
Hey, but these matches. What's that?
Oh yeah, that should be good. Now NXT this past Wednesday night we saw Velveteen Dream take on Johnny Gargano for the North American title, and we saw Velveteen Dream end up on top, as you can see in the corner over there, with the North American Championship, defeating Johnny Gargano in a pretty damn good main event.
I'm scared, Tony, for Kofi now. Because think about it, Vince would be like, okay, you want Kofi to win, but look what we did in NXT, look!
Right, now, Alex, your quick thoughts on NXT and the main event where we saw Velveteen Dream win the championship.
Yeah, I mean, it was another good hour of NXT. From that side, I didn't really care for the Mia Yim Xia Li match or Shayna and Friends bullying.
Uh-huh.
That was whatever. I'm looking forward to meeting versus Baszler next week, but the whole bully thing in the locker room thing, it's boring.
It's stupid. We're supposed to believe two roommates and really good friends are hating each other now on TV. I mean, come on, they live together.
With that said, I thought Roddy versus Alistair. I mean, on paper, how can you go wrong with that match? It was fast, hard hitting. It was good to see Roderick Strong in a singles match again, just after a while. Like he's done great in the tag matches. Don't get me wrong, but it helps remind you like how great he is.
You forget how good he is as a singles wrestler.
With Black being featured more on the main roster, out of all the 4 NXT guys that went to the main roster, it seems like he's the more likely one to be called up soon. I think basically we're almost close to it, but I think pretty much after WrestleMania, he's definitely going to be on the main roster. But it was a good match. I think the big thing is that we're seeing like Undisputed Era kind of unhinging a little bit from there. It seems like, but it was a good match. As for the rest of NXT before the main event, like I said, the Shayna Baszler thing, anything Bianca Belair, all that stuff. Anything happened before the main event that I'm missing? I know Matt Riddle says, "Bro, I'm going to go for the title."
JB was on NXT. That was kind of crazy.
Who?
Jeremy Borash.
Yeah, no, Jeremy Borash. Yeah, he did the interview. Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that happened. I think you got everything. I think you named pretty much everything that happened on NXT.
Yeah, but the main event, I mean, we got a half an hour, and that was a really good match. I mean, it was a good build up. Both guys like adding to the story, like the in-ring telling with their own personalities and stuff. I love the one segment where like Gargano like tries to flip Dream lands on his feet, hits a pose, and slaps Gargano.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
So that's what I like about Dream. I know everyone's gonna think I'm riding his dick, but like you see, like he has that charisma, that poise, like, and I don't know if Dave will get mad at me for saying this, but when I see him going off the top rope, but how flamboyant he is, I get serious Macho Man vibes when I see him coming, like going to the top, the way his mannerisms are.
That part, not the elbow.
He's very entertaining, and you want that in future stars. So it was a good match. I mean, it got a little kick out city towards the end. I mean, there's one part where Dream got off the rope, got hit with a super kick, then a suplex to the outside, and then got a slingshot DDT. And obviously, when he kicked out, you're like, oh shit, is this happening? And some great sequences for sure. From there, I love the Dream Valley Driver. I just like his way of doing it with the cartwheel and stuff. And it was a good moment. Obviously, the big, I guess, storyline is that Ciampa laughing at the end is like his way of saying, you see, Johnny, you need me. Everything that you've accomplished has been because of me. And like, look, you didn't want me out there and you lost your title. So that's clearly the storyline they're going with there. From that side, but hey, good for Dream. I mean, it's about time he's got a title. If like Johnny and all of them are eventually going to go to the roster, you need to focus on the guys that you want to keep for a while. And I mean, Dream's going to be there for a while, I imagine.
Yeah. Quick question, chat.
Good match.
Bill asked, do you think that Borash could fit the Michael Cole spot if he leaves?
No.
Michael Cole? I feel like no. I feel like the way they have it right now, I'm not saying like it's a great replacement, but no offense, it's Michael Cole, but I can see like a Tom Phillips stepping up or something like that. I'm sure they have their current commentator team the way it is.
Hey, I tell you what. If it's fucking Pat McAfee, I'm done.
No, I don't think.
You know what?
I'm done.
I like Pat McAfee on the pre-show. He's just he brings something new. Yes, he's a doof, but he's better than Sam Roberts. Now Sam Roberts is a heel, apparently.
I know, right?
Now, Dave, what did you think of NXT and the main event from Wednesday night?
Okay, that Roderick Strong and Aleister Black match is getting no attention at all, and it was really good too. I get Dream's big moment. I get it. Dream, I get it. He had a great moment. I get that. But it's like, man, this match was good too, and it's like no one's even talking about it. But yeah, I hope Roderick Strong gets a shot on the main roster by himself. I mean, holy shit, because people don't know this. Strong was there in ROH when CM Punk was there, when Bryan Danielson was there, Kevin Steen. He was there with all
the big part of ROH.
Yeah, he was there with all these guys were there that all these big stars left and came in. So imagine him on the main roster with some of these guys because he was there with them all. And now they're all like big stars. He's just stuck on NXT right now, and he stayed in ROH the longest. Well, almost. The Briscoes have been there forever. But yeah, that match is good. I agree with you on the Shayna Baszler stuff. I was a little disappointed in the announcement because I kept expecting something bigger. But yeah, the Dusty Classic is great. I'm glad they're still doing it. It's an awesome, fun thing to do. It seems more of a joke now, though, in a way, which I love Dusty Rhodes. I'm not saying anything he does as a joke or what they're doing, but it seemed to mean more when they first announced it than this one does, because it meant something. The Tag Team Classic meant something before. Now it seems like just to further something else along. I mean, like when you had Balor and Samoa Joe winning it, I mean, that was good. I mean, that was fun.
Oh, that was the best. That still was the best.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
I mean, that was just so good. And they did their own pay-per-view for it.
Choked out Balor. It was like a great moment.
I mean, yeah, and they did it on their own pay-per-view. It was just about the Dusty Classic, and that was it. Their own little takeover. I think it was like on a Wednesday, though. But, yeah, like you said, the whole Baszler and them stuff was stupid. Because we know the roommate. They even talked about it in the Mae Young Classic Part 2. Oh, they're best friends. They're Baszler are roommates and all that. It's like, okay, we know that, but whatever. And they're always, whatever. It's annoying. The main event. Let's go there for a minute.
What's up, Brandon After? Happy birthday to Brandon After, everybody. Give everybody say happy birthday to Mr. Brandon After. It's his birthday today, so thank you for joining us.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday, man.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
All right. Oh, that's fine. Oh, the main event, you know what? Me and Tony got a big argument about this a week or so ago on our little direct message chat. I'm not a fan of it because originally when Dream had a choice, he chooses the North American champion, but not the world champion. That made zero sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be world champion, but I want to be North American.
I don't care what you say. If you're not picking, if you have a chance between the world title and the IC title, you pick the world title. That goes under the did they really win argument. No, it's you pick the world title.
I mean, it was just weird to me. And then the fact that it did get spoiled to me too, but it wasn't Tony's fault. He got spoiled to it too, but it was just like his answer. I said, I didn't think Johnny was going to lose it because it's the first title defense. Why would he lose it this quickly? But obviously there's other stories going on, so. And I'm happy. The match was good. You know, it was a fun match. I'm just not a fan of Dream's elbow drop. I think it looks the worst in wrestling, in my opinion, because it just looks so bad. I mean, yes, his mannerism does look like Macho Man a little bit. Yeah, I get that. And it is fun to watch sometimes, but I hate watching his elbow drop because Macho Man really dropped the elbow on people. I mean, when he did it, he dropped it.
Well, I still think Kyrie has the best elbow today.
Yeah, she's a good one too, yeah.
DX in the chat room says WWE hyped up the big announcement on NXT, and all we got was the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
Pretty much.
Let's see. The Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic was kind of lame for a big announcement, to be honest. I was expecting something bigger. Chris Mack says, "Are you a guys fan of this Matt Riddle guy? No clue who he was until WWE made a post about him until yesterday." Yes, we are. They just haven't been. He hasn't really been booked.
But his character, oh my god, it's a.
Hey, that match! Holy shit, that match was Drew Gulak was his best match I've seen him have.
That is the match I want to see.
Give me that.
Hard hitting.
That was a great match.
Give us that. Give us more of that from Matt Riddle. Now that's a Matt Riddle I can become a fan of.
Because as
really quick, bro.
When he said, "I'm gonna retire Brock Lesnar," like, yes, despite what you know about him in the ring, when you hear that statement from Matt, what does that tell you? Like, are you like, really? You?
Yeah, the way you've been booked, I couldn't see that happening.
Like, if someone's gonna tell me I'm gonna beat the shit out of Brock, I need to believe it. Because that's the one thing Brock has going, despite what people hate. I believe it. Brock is legit.
Okay, bros. Now, one more thing, bros. If they're going to do this with Johnny Gargano, Ciampa, Ricochet, even Black, if they're going to just move them all to the main roster, I have no problem with the Dream winning the title. If that's how they're going, if Johnny Gargano's are going to be 2 weeks in a row on SmackDown, or Raw maybe too, who knows, we'll see. But I mean, I'm fine with it. I was just surprised that they already have him drop the title that quick, but it seems like there's a story going on there. You know, it's like, so, you know, even backstage with Candace, he's like, "What are you doing here? Get out of here. We don't need you." So
yes,
just like,
come on, bro. Yeah. So overall, both of you guys enjoyed NXT this week?
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. Like I said, I was kind of spoiled on this match a couple of weeks ago, so I already knew who won. But you know, I still watched the match.
What I did like though is, did you guys see that like they booked 2 endings?
Yeah, that's what I did read, that they broke 2 endings and they
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, there's a post video where like Gargano comes back into the ring, beats Dream down. Dream goes for elbow drop and misses, and then Gargano puts him in the Gargano escape, and Dream taps, and he leaves as champion.
That's kind of strange.
He ends the ramp, and he goes to the ramp, and Ciampa comes out and they raise the title. So I don't know. I kind of like that because it told the live crowd, hey, you don't know what you're going to see on this Wednesday. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Oh, that's why they did it? Oh, okay.
I don't know. I mean, I would imagine so. And also, I guess it makes sense because Gargano's came on SmackDown with the North American title, so
and maybe maybe to go along with that, maybe they didn't know exactly where they wanted to go with it. Yeah.
Right.
So they decided that night. Maybe
they know by now that spoilers get posted.
Yes, I do wish spoilers would be kept to themselves, man. I was livid when a certain someone spoiled that for me. I was pissed. All right, so let's move on. We got a couple of more items to touch on. We won't go too long on them. So we thank everybody again for joining us. We've had over 1,500 views over on Periscope. Been solid all night on Twitch, so we appreciate that. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button on Twitch or on Periscope. We would really appreciate it. We would really appreciate getting to 50 followers. Also, I'm glad everybody's enjoying and complimenting me on my Austin 316 t-shirt. I do appreciate that. But we also have our own t-shirts. Get the Tables Podcast t-shirts, cheap plug. If you want to purchase a t-shirt from us, just let us know. We got PayPal. All you got to do is PayPal us the money, and I'll send it to you directly. Peck and Rod. I'm serious, not Peck and Rod. Iowa Neck in here earlier ordered a shirt, and he got his shirt this past Friday. So we do appreciate everybody supporting us any way you can. But that's just a little bit of a cheap plug for the show. Now,
hey, do I smell a Get the Tables 316 shirt coming?
It's possible. I never even thought about that. Like your style there, Dave. Let's get a quick comments on this, and then we'll move on to the other stuff. Hall of Fame rumors. Again, WrestleVotes has come out with some rumors about possible Hall of Fame inductees. One of them, Honky Tonk Man. And another one that caught me off as a little bit of a surprise, Taz. Another one, Taz, as a Hall of Famer. Alex, your quick thoughts on these rumors, and if it's true, is Taz a Hall of Famer in your book?
If in the sense of what he meant in ECW, yeah, I mean, I think Taz was a special part of ECW towards the latter years. Suplex Machine. He had some crazy matches with RVD and Sabu. I remember that. He didn't have the best run as a WWE. I mean, I think he got hyped up a lot. He beat Kurt Angle when Kurt Angle was on a winning streak, but then kind of never did much with him. From there, I mean, I liked him on commentary. I will say this, like, when Brock was built up as the next big thing, Taz was like, I think, his biggest advocate on the commentary. And he was always like, "Here comes the pain," like that type of stuff. I thought I liked him on commentary. And I thought he did his job. I think my favorite Taz moment was actually when ECW invaded, I think, for the second time or whatever, or no, the second ECW pay-per-view. And JBL took out Taz, and everyone was waiting for Taz to come back. And, like, the crowd went crazy, so that was a cool moment. But I guess in his merit of ECW, sure. I mean, what does it take to get in the Hall of Fame nowadays? So
to me, it's kind of saying that you don't really think he does belong in the WWE Hall of Fame.
I mean, now that Taz. it's like kind of like him, and it's more so. I think if he was to get inducted, it'd be merit for his ECW career. I don't think his WWE career warrants, so that's for sure. He didn't do shit when he was a wrestler, and he got injured, and he retired. I thought he was good in commentary, but if we're going off merits, I only count as ECW.
Yeah, honestly, I would put Tommy Dreamer over Taz at this point.
Yes, Tommy Dreamer.
Wow.
I do think Tommy Dreamer would deserves him more than Taz.
Okay, I gotta talk. I can't sit this blasphemy no more. Taz's ECW career was unbelievable compared to Tommy Dreamer. Yeah, Tommy Dreamer lost every week. Tommy Dreamer is great. Don't get me wrong. I like Tommy Dreamer, but Taz was like the guiding force behind ECW, the human suplex machine. I mean, he was up there taking on UFC fighters before it was cool. I mean, man, and Taz versus Sabu, those are some of the most talked about matches in ECW history. I mean, man, I love Tommy, but no. And Taz, if you're going to put in, I'm sorry, I love Sting. You're not putting Sting in the Hall of Fame for his WWE run for 1 week. I mean, I'm sorry. You're going to be putting him in for his WCW stuff, not his WWE stuff, obviously. So, I mean, to me, that alone, if you're going to start doing it by those merits, then yeah, Taz should be a Hall of Fame for everything he did in ECW. He created his own freaking title. FTW, fuck the World Championship.
Any females y'all feel should get into the Hall of Fame? Asks Kenobi.
China.
Sure.
Well, she's in as DX. Like, that's like a group. Like, hey, like, I would think she would still warrant from a singles induction. But, you know what, I'll take it. But yeah, I would pick China.
Adam Baum says, Dreamer was the heart and soul of ECW. Taz was the star power for the company.
Yeah, but Dreamer, like, always never put himself over in those. I mean, Dreamer always lost to Raven during that feud. I mean, he never beat Raven really in that feud much at all. I mean, very rarely. I mean, Raven kept losing all the girls, but Raven seemed to always, like, lose the feud in a way. I think Tommy finally does beat him towards the end of their run, but, I mean, it was always Raven.
He was on Impact, Richie. Taz was on Impact. He hasn't been on Impact in years, but he was with Impact a couple of years ago doing commentary. You are correct. Molly Holly, what about her going into the Hall of Fame? Bob Ruski asks.
And what has she done, though? I mean, no offense. She didn't do nothing in the WWE. She didn't win no title.
Did she not win a title?
I don't think she was there. Maybe she was women's champion one time, but I mean, that's what it is. But I love Molly Holly. But at that time, and that version of the WWE Divas, or women, or you want to call them, they weren't really that good. No.
Hey, I don't sound terrible, but if they inducted Molly Holly, it's literally because, hey, you were here a while back, and we.
You know who they're likely to induct?
Bob makes a good point too. I already know what your rebuttal will be, but he makes a good point. Bob Ruski with Ivory, she really didn't do much. She did win a title, but she didn't really do much. And she wasn't the greatest wrestler either.
Yeah, she's in the Hall of Fame.
Saying, like that. Like, you look at some of these inductees, you're like, what did you really do? It's just you were there, you know. Like, it's
Ivory had some moments, though.
You were there, and we remember.
Kelly says, "Bill,
stand out."
Oh my God.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh, yeah,
What's up, Budweiser? How you doing tonight, dude?
And Tori Wilson, those two women like stood out in the Attitude Era.
I know
that's
people
why they did it.
You can induct Tori. Tori stood out. Yeah, for different reasons.
Miss Elizabeth, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Truth and Loyalty in the chat room just said Elizabeth have her day. What about Sable?
Yeah. Sable was involved in a lot of big storylines, even though she was used a lot as a sexualized character.
That's the one I agree with right there, Joey.
She was more known than Ivory. She was more known than Molly Holly.
Yep.
Also, Molly Holly was willing to sacrifice her hair to get a women's championship match at WrestleMania. Yeah, she was definitely a company gal, that's for sure. And
I completely agree with Jody's pick. Mark Merrow. Everything he's doing. Good.
Merrow took a botch pedigree. Yeah. Let him get it.
I do think Sable.
No, but
he's
done some other stuff too, though.
Towards Vince McMahon.
You know who should? I don't think they would. Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, you should.
He should.
Yeah, I agree.
He was involved in one of the best tag teams in history. He was involved in one of the most well-known segments. Why not? Induct the Rockers. Triple H is inducting all his friends. Might as well tell Sean, hey, want to get back in for the third time?
Induct the Rockers. I would totally agree with that. And And have Shawn Michaels just
the New Rockers were a
have
great
Shawn
tag
Michaels
team.
himself by himself accept the award at the Hall of Fame. Marty can accept it via satellite.
We never won the tag team titles, but I was a piece of shit.
Flash Funk, man. Remember Flash Funk? Oh my gosh.
Oh god.
Scorpio.
Flash Funk, man. Now we're going way back.
Coco Beware. Why isn't Coco Beware in WWE?
Would we? Hey, Mike Kenobi makes a good point. What about Paige?
Who?
Damn, then you're really confirming that's it for her.
Paige.
Paige,
Well,
Paige?
I don't know if it. Apparently, people
Paige?
are.
What other Paige are there out there?
Adam Page. I mean, Adam Page could be the WWE Hall of Famer.
Aren't people mad at Paige right now?
Oh, because of her whole women comments?
I'm pretty sure the internet's mad at Paige right now.
Savio
because of her video?
Oh my god.
No, because she said something on the interview.
You know who's another one? A lot of people who have been saying,
fault.
other than all these other guys that we've been mentioning, King Kong Bundy is another one.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen. He has too much hate for the WWE.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bam Bam would make sense.
It's Demolition.
He was a good big guy.
Adam Bomb's another one. That's a good one. Not likely, but what about AJ Lee?
Adam Bomb? What about Adam Bomb?
No. Yeah, Adam Bomb.
Not that Adam Bomb, but the other Adam Bomb.
I think AJ Lee would be a good mention. Why not?
Deserves it. I think she deserves to be into the.
And you know who should induct her? Stephanie. Because AJ.
Why not put Stephanie in the Hall of Fame?
Oh God! And then AJ Lee inducts her.
No, Stephanie would induct herself.
AJ Lee should be inducted just for the sole fact that the quote "Women's Revolution" started. Yeah. She called Stephanie out on Twitter for her bullshit.
Bill referring to Marty Jannetty.
Vader.
He ate a plate glass window. He is deserving. That's.
I still think there are some questionable ones. Like I still think Bulldog should be inducted on his own.
Yep.
The Bulldogs as a whole, like Dynamite Kid. I mean, Dynamite Kid's a pioneer in terms of a lot of the styles that you see in NXT. These like smaller guys with this like high paced action.
That's
Dynamite Kid doing that.
Kenobi in the chat. Sid Vicious.
About Vader.
Vader's another one. Yeah.
Man. Vader, I'm surprised they didn't. I wish they had done it when they knew he had heart failure, when he was given like
if he was trying to go into that whole year, he was like, I'm gonna die in like a year. Will you guys please? I want to be put in the Hall of Fame. I want to be able to give my speech, and they wouldn't do it.
I do think the Master of Worlds should get inducted because he was a big deal in the early era. I mean, he was champion. He main evented. He had the fight with Taker, with Shawn. He had some classic terrible promos. Like I forget what was the classic promo that Sid did.
We're on live. We're live now, fella. Oh, Jesus.
And then the one where like he's like in the barbershop and like all the shaving cream like splashed all over his brain.
Oh God.
Oh no. The best one right there. The one he's like, Sid, I'm twice the man. He's like, I think he was like cutting a promo on Kevin Nash. He's like, look at you, Nash. If I can get your chicken shit out of no. He was saying like, I have half the brain. He's like, you're only half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do. I was like, what? It was like one of those it's so bad that it's so good type of scenes. Like,
and then he broke his leg off the top rope as well.
You know what? Fuck it. If the Shockmaster's not in the Hall of Fame, all this is bullshit.
Interesting names to come out with.
The Yeti.
We'll probably touch more on the Hall of Fame next week. We'll probably see maybe another person get involved now. Yes, DX was announced this past week.
I think it's time to get inducted. Goldust.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
but he might be too busy in AEW. But you know, like you did mention someone else besides the first name, like besides Taz, Honky Tonk Man. And I do think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I think it's a travesty that he's not, but he probably won't be. But I do think Honky should be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, I think we can all agree with that. So moving on, so I don't forget to touch on this. We had some releases this past week. As I go to the intro board, we had 3 releases, 4 if you want to count Arn Anderson, a backstage producer. But we had 3 final releases. We kind of knew about Hideo Itami because he requested his about 2 weeks ago. Ty Dillinger requested his last week and was granted it finally this week. And then we have T.J. Perkins, the shocker of all of them, who was released as well. Oh, we got breaking news, says Adam Baum. The Young Bucks have shown up at AAW to attack the Lucha Brothers during their main event match.
Wait, they showed up at AEW? That hasn't started?
How are they going to show up at ECW?
Why?
You mean Impact?
MLW?
AAW.
Wait, AEW?
What's AAW?
I have no idea. I'm trying to figure
Oh,
it out.
AAW. I thought you were saying AEW.
No,
I was like,
I thought it was AEW too. I was confused.
It's like, how they show up?
I don't know what that is.
Company they didn't start yet.
Right now, I really wish they would have done this on an Impact, but I guess they want still that.
Would you have been fit though? It would have been spoiled.
Wait, you're telling me it's going to be the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers?
Yeah, where you been?
Oh my god!
At all elite.
Guys,
Did you not see the press conference?
Could you imagine, like, Double or Nothing, a ladder triple threat match, LAX, Lucha Brothers, and Young Bucks?
AAW is in Chicago. Yes. Wait, not TJP yet.
I wonder. I never heard of it.
Was released, so it's TJP, Ty Dillinger,
it's not TJP no more,
and Hideo Itami. Dave and I were kind of touching on it last night during our Impact watch party. AAW is a company based out of Chicago, Illinois. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Also,
I never heard of
Iowa Neck as well. Appreciate that.
The Chicago Bucks.
So, Alex, if you could pick out of the 3 names, who do you think would go to All Elite Wrestling? Who do you think maybe would go to Impact Wrestling? We'll get your thoughts on the releases as well.
Yeah, I mean, Hideo, I think, we knew about for a while, so nothing new there. I think he's going back to Japan, probably Noah. Whatchamacallit, TJP, it's like, yeah, we didn't know the rumors, but how much do we care? Or, like, how much were we surprised? Like, he wasn't someone that wasn't used either. It's like, no offense, like, if I heard TJP got released this week, and then next week, who's on 205 that's not really being used? Brian, like Jack Gallagher got released. Like, it's like, yeah, I liked him, but he wasn't being used. So am I surprised? Not really. Just hearing it. So TJP is someone I don't think would go to AEW, but I could see him at Impact. I could see him in MLW or like. And I think he would do well. I think he is talented. I know a lot of people have their thoughts about him from there, but he is a talented guy. So yeah, I can see him at Impact. I do think Ty is going to AEW.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Cody has not hidden the fact that they're buddies.
Oh, Bob Roos, he says, I heard that he hardly hung out with the boys, was with the females more. I think he's meaning TJ Perkins. Backstage news on TJ as well. TJP was actually released by the company according to PW Insider, and there are multiple sources. TJP departure was not a situation where he asked for his release and then was granted one, similar to Tommy and Dillinger. The former Cruiserweight champion has made 2 social media posts since his release was announced. We noted before how he thanked WWE for giving him the chance and letting him play for the team I grew up watching. He also took to Instagram this evening and posted a quote from WWE Hall of Famer Antonio Inoki saying, the road, what awaits ahead. If I choose this road, don't be afraid, or there will be no road. Take one step forward, it will start a road, and it will become the road. Go on without hesitation, and you will find your destination.
It is crazy, though, to think that he was the first ever Cruiserweight champion.
Yep, and now he's gone.
Well, not the first ever Cruiserweight, but the first, 205, whatever.
Right. And he wasn't really
WWE version.
And I was telling Dave last night, after he won the title and then lost it, he wasn't really doing much. after that.
What do you say that about half the roster?
He denied the
205
tattoos
Live.
rumor being why as well. Okay.
I mean, look at Grand Metalik. I mean, he was in that finals with TJ, and he hasn't done nothing since then either. He's still there. He never even won the title.
Oh, yeah.
He's still there.
Now he's just part of Lucha House Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, look at, what's the other guy's name? Not Kalisto, but, what's the other guy's name? He hasn't done nothing either. He wasn't in the.
Lindsay Dorado, yeah.
I mean, he didn't cry. I mean, Jack Gallagher, have you done nothing?
We got it. We
Drew
got it. But your thoughts on the releases itself, Alex? Were you shocked at any of these? I mean, I know Tommy and Dillinger was kind of, we already saw that happening, but Perkins, was that kind of a shock to you? Or is it like, I don't really care?
I don't really care. Honestly, if you tell me next week, like, literally 3/4 of 205 gets released, it won't shock me. Just because you see, and that's not me, like, taking a knock on 205. It's just, you see already how WWE views 205.
Right.
Last Sunday, Buddy Murphy versus Tozawa. That was one of the best matches of the night. Probably, arguably, it could be a match of the night for people. It was a damn great match. But look how much importance they give 205. If you gave 205 half the importance you gave NXT, that's something. We have talent. You have the talent. You have the match quality. It's definitely there. I'm totally for that. But you see how they're being used. So it's like I said before. If you were to release Gallagher, if you were to release Brian Kendrick, if you were to release even Tozawa, I would be like, okay, like, no offense, but I see how they view 205 Live as it is. Yes, there is a good group of us that want to see the best for them because they're very talented, and we see some great matches. But you see how WWE ultimately views it. It's honestly just a glorified way to keep independent wrestlers within WWE under their grip without having to really use them. That's really what it is.
Pretty much.
But with that said, no, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not really surprised about TJP. I do think, personal, whatever people think aside, I do think he is talented in the ring. I think he doesn't get a lot of credit. But I could see him at MLW. Ty, I think we all were like, is he going to leave? It's just, when is he going to leave? But I do think he's going to go to AEW. I'm curious though how Ty is going to do, because I know we all want the best for Ty, but he got lucky with a 10 gimmick. I don't know what he's going to do outside of this. So I'm wondering. I'm just curious to see.
You know what? He'll probably keep.
DX
9.
DX says, "How come Ty Dillinger got released, but not Mike Kanellis?" I think maybe that rumor was not true. But I'm asking.
Yeah,
I don't know. It seems like it might be true the way he's going on 205.
Wait, what happened?
It seems like the way Mike is doing on 205 Live, he might be true. They're just waiting.
I'm surprised Mike has not like left yet. Like, he's probably just like, fuck this.
I mean, all he's doing is losing to Kalisto every week on 205 Live.
Back to ROH, like, help rebuild the kingdom, whatever. Like, but
he can take the world title from David.
Adam Baum in the chat says, just a fair reminder, Impact and Noah partnership is still going. It's possible that Hideo could show up on Impact if he goes back to Noah. So there you go. It's a little
sure.
Hideo, but not Kenta. Hideo can, but not Kenta. Kenta's like, you want me to go where? I know wrestle on Twitch.
Thank you again to Noel Boy 2323 for following us on Twitter. I appreciate that, man. That gives us 47 followers, everybody. 3 followers away from 50. So really do appreciate that. You could pull a Scarlett Bordeaux and just go straight to a sexy gimmick. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about Ty Dillinger? Oh, my God. Dave,
thank you. I do not want to see that.
We kind of got your thoughts on everything last night, but anything else you want to touch on with the releases from this past week?
I don't think they'll be the first. I don't think they'll be the last that we're going to be hearing about in the next coming weeks.
Okay, what about you, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of excited to see what happens because, man, it's like it never ends with the free agency pool for wrestling. It just never ends because everyone's leaving. Guess what? Cue the Cody gifts. I mean, that's all it is.
Oh,
Anyone gets released, it's like Cody gifts.
I will say, Cody gets aside, I do like the idea that people are leaving. Even though, no offense to any of them, they're not that important. Like it's not like Dean Ambrose leaving. You know what I mean? But
yeah, but it helps them though too.
That people are leaving. Coincidentally, you have a new company building up. You hear frustrations within the ranks. All this type of stuff. It's fun to hear. It's definitely entertaining.
No, I don't know. I don't know about Ty Dillinger so much because he wasn't really used that much.
No.
But a guy like a TJP, or I guess just TJ Perkins, or however they're going to do it, I don't know. If they're still going to use TJP or whatever that works. But, I mean, him alone will have the name recognition, more XWE superstar, the first ever cruiserweight champion, TJP.
He's one of those guys that would benefit more.
Yeah, because of the name.
Because he didn't do really much in WWE, but
he did nothing
from it.
Yeah, Ty had nothing at all. I mean, he had that little U.S. title thing with Corbin and AJ. But that was it. That's all I remember him doing.
He's best known for Stan more than 10
again. Yeah, it's gonna be manic.
I just kicked Stan.
Oh wow, we got 2,000 viewers total so far on Periscope. So thank you everybody for the viewership over on Periscope and on Twitch. We've been having a good
I guess we could see the return of Suicide.
Appreciate everybody's support on both the channels. Yes, I didn't know either. Ty Dillinger was 38 years old. That's crazy. He looks a lot younger than 38 years old. That's for sure.
He's been there for. Remember, he was Stan.
What's up, bot?
The one that Sean super kicked when he was going crazy.
Oh, really?
I just kicked Stan. That was a tie.
Thank you, Richie, for coming in here tonight. I appreciate the support, man. Always very nice.
I feel bad
words on Twitter.
Do you guys? You know what I wonder? If Ty would have went to Raw, would he have actually got used and actually got used?
I don't think it matters at all.
I think it does because SmackDown's only 2 hours and they just can't fit everyone on TV. Maybe he would at least got on TV.
They can't. We've talked about this many times before. They can fit people on TV. They just decided not to use them at all. They used them never. They use fucking
I'm waiting for Stan.
U.S. title is your fucking champion. So I mean, it's just who they decide who they want to use and who they don't, and they had nothing for Ty Dillinger.
You really can't. You really could. If they want to invest in you, they will get you on TV.
Oh, Bobruski says, let's just hope they don't bury Peyton at all. Ty is getting married to Peyton. Yeah, I hope not. And
how would they do that? I mean, I don't think they would do that.
I don't see Nikki Cross being put over on SmackDown. I actually see her being booked poorly. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Well,
these certain.
Well, the rumors are true. Everything's going to Lacey, so.
Yeah, that's the rumors.
Yeah, Jose is still on the roster, and he never gets used on Raw either, as well. And the funny thing is, too, is just a lot of people on the rosters don't get used at all, and that's why Alex is right. You know, with this new companies opening up and the independent scene being as hot as it ever was, a lot more people are going to probably start asking for their releases if they don't feel like they're ever going to be used. So,
that's probably also why we're seeing this right now. We're going to talk about it in a few minutes now. But that's probably why we're seeing these tag matches coming and these Gargano and Ciampa showing up on SmackDown.
I have a little bit of a problem with that. I love it, but I do have a problem with it.
With what?
Well, if the rumors about what Vince thinks about why he wants to do it.
Yeah, if we talk about that, yeah, but it's just kind of messed up, but I can see why he would do it. But yeah.
Right.
Go on, Tony.
Let's see. The network will be turning 5 years old tomorrow, and they're doing has announced a best of the WWE Network programming lineup for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Let's do some notable stuff that they'll be showing. They'll be showing the Beyond the Ring with Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, WrestleMania 30, Elimination Chamber 2019, The Beast live from Tokyo, UK Championship Tournament Part 2, WWE 24 Kurt Angle, Table for 3 WrestleMania Legends, Monday Night War, The War Begins, those little specials, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, WrestleMania 31, Evolution will be on there, TakeOver Blackpool will also be there, the Matt Riddle network premiere, the arrival of Matt Riddle. Mae Young Classic Finals, AJ Styles 365, Brock Lesnar on Stone Cold Podcast, stuff like that. Nothing really too crazy.
Just go to the schedule and you can look it up.
It's crazy. 5 years, man. It's also the 5-year anniversary of me never buying it. Wow, Adam Awesome. That's crazy that you never seen.
Wow.
Have never ordered the the WWE networks. That's crazy. Hold on.
Had it for 5 years.
Better have Legends House, motherfucker. Babaruski, I'm glad you said that. Legends House, and Dave knows, I have loved Legends House. Legends House, yeah. I know a lot of people love the Edge and Christian show, and it's a great show as well. But, man, Legends House was my go-to show for the WWE Network the first year it came out. That show was so good. Yeah. That show was
not
so
just that
good.
Show.
What else?
Because when they first started, they were doing it. It was really fun because you had Legends House on Thursdays, and then on Tuesdays we were getting Main Event and WWE Countdown. You remember that? And then right. WrestleMania Rewind and all that. I mean, that stuff was fun to watch. They just stopped doing it.
News. Who's going to face Auska at WrestleMania? Jake King 13 asked in the chat. No clue, my man. That's the
I voted for Nikki Cross, but I'm probably wrong.
Nobody knows who she's going to face. A lot of speculation that maybe it could be a fatal 4-way or a multi-woman championship match at WrestleMania. It could be.
What are we talking about?
Someone asked in the chat who's going to face Auska at WrestleMania. Swerve, remember the guy sued WWE? Yes. Swerve was another good one. That was another good WWE.
I heard, I thought it was Lacey last time I read.
Yeah, there's been speculation of Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans.
I hope not. I like Lacey. I think she has a good future, but this is you're just throwing her into a WrestleMania match. She botched half of her Royal Rumble performance and looked terrible out there.
No worse than Mandy Rose.
No, I mean she choked under the pressure, so it's clear that she has some time to go. I agree. I think Lacey. I could see them getting behind Lacey. She's a Marine. She's got the look that they like and all of that, but to throw her into WrestleMania?
That's risky.
Yeah, probably not so soon. I hope Auska goes she's been tweeting out those old school pics of her from Japan.
With the clown makeup.
Yeah, I hope you bring that back. Imagine that.
Isn't she an ex-Marine, so shouldn't that be her gimmick? That was her gimmick at one point.
But Tony, you remember our idea, right?
What's that?
Tony?
Yeah, what's that one?
Sasha, fuck these tag titles. Sasha and Bayley fight. Loser goes to SmackDown and faces Auska.
Yeah, that would have been nice, but apparently that's not going to happen. Auska versus Lacey Evans would be fun.
But instead, we got this piece of shit promo from Bayley on Raw. I don't know what the fuck that was. Hey, we're here, and we're the champions, and I'm so happy. What the fuck, Bayley?
Yeah, she's happy to be the first ever women's tag team. And apparently they're going to be challenging all over everywhere. So we'll see what happens there. Let's just go and do this real quick. I found this online. Top 10 moments of Kofi Kingston's career. This is by WWE.com. And I have 2 more things to talk about before we end tonight's show. Top 10 moments of Kofi Kingston's WWE career. And you guys can disagree or agree or give some thoughts on this. We have number 10, Kofi Kingston versus Brock Lesnar.
When did that? Oh, the Beast?
Yeah,
in the East or whatever?
When he got destroyed in a minute and a half.
That's a top 10 moment?
Tony, I'm sorry. No offense. I know everyone's on the Kofi ride, including me. But I didn't know Kofi had 10 moments.
Damn.
I'm sorry. They're really fishing
there
right now.
There you go. Number 9. Kofi's first Intercontinental title win in 2008 at Night of Champions.
Who did he face?
Who did he face? The
Miz?
On Jericho. Chris Jericho.
Okay.
With a little bit of help from the greatest of all time, Shawn Michaels. Number 8, New Day wins the Tag Team Championships for the first time at Extreme Rules 2015. Number 7,
All right.
Kofi boom drops Randy Orton through a table at Madison
Yep.
Square Garden.
That was good.
Raw 2009.
That's when he was blowing up.
Number 6, New Day versus the Usos versus Sin Cara and Kalisto TLC match, triple threat for the tag team titles in
Cara and
2015. Number 5, Kofi defeats Cesaro on WWE main event for the U.S. title in 2013.
That happened?
Yeah. Number 4, Kofi pins Orton and CM Punk within seconds of one another at Survivor Series. Number 3, Kofi walks on his hands to avoid elimination at the Royal Rumble. Number 2,
Wow.
the gauntlet match that he just had this past Friday night.
Oh, glad they just made this listen.
And number 1, Kofi wins the WWE Championship. What? This isn't wrong. Wins the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber. What?
Oh, you mean his performance at
Yeah,
Elimination?
I guess wins the WWE. Oh, wins the WWE, I guess. And I don't know.
Oh, like wins the crowd.
Yeah,
over
wins the
some shit.
crowd at Elimination Chamber.
This is a shit list.
This is called fishing, guys.
Adam
Oh,
Bomb
yeah.
says the Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros was announced. We all expected it, but the Bucks once again said that they knew their schedule may not be a lot, but where will the Lucha Brothers be up until Double or Nothing, AAA, CMLL, Impact, a few random indies? So they're pretty much confirming an appearance on at least one Mexican company.
That's gonna be so damn good.
Also trying to avoid the instant delete. They never said it would happen at Double or Nothing, so it's possible, not likely, they'll do something at Rebellion. Huh.
Bullshit.
What?
They're gonna do it.
Talking about Young Bucks and Lucha Brothers.
That's
Man,
gonna
if Generation Me shows up at Rebellion, man, that'd be freaking awesome.
That would be pretty sweet if they showed up during the LAX or whatever tag title match that they have at Rebellion.
They just had a match, and that was it.
That would be
triple
pretty
threat
sweet.
match. I'm telling you.
I know, but they sold their mask, so hopefully I got some new ones.
Kofi has only had 10 moments in his whole career, and most of them came during his Royal Rumble appearances. Yeah, that is very true. All right, so let's.
I'll give you a moment of mine that I loved really quick is when the Survivor Series thing, and Triple H, he's like, guys, stop this, and Triple H is like, are you Jamaican?
Oh, yeah.
That was sort of my favorite moments. Right
You know what
there.
I think is underrated? His series with Dolph Ziggler. He had a couple of matches with Dolph Ziggler, like back and forth, that I thought were really good.
Yeah, I thought his stuff with The Miz was really good too.
Now, speaking of Double or Nothing, I will tell you guys in the video regarding it as well. Yeah, do that, Adam Bomb. We appreciate that. We'll touch on this.
Speaking of Double or Nothing, buy 2 shirts.
Buy 2 shirts for the price of 1. Vince McMahon reportedly mad
No.
at The Undertaker signing to appear at StarCast 2. The Undertaker signed a deal to make an appearance at StarCast 2 wrestling convention in Las Vegas on Saturday, May 25th. The convention is happening the same day as AEW's Double or Nothing event, and 2 events are affiliated with one another. The difference is StarCast isn't an official AEW event. This was a big deal to Vince McMahon, according to everyone's favorite Dave Meltzer. He noted that Vince McMahon is under the impression that StarCast and All Elite are directly related to one another, and he is not happy with the situation. You guys have any thoughts on that?
That's not true, though.
I told you it's a conspiracy. Vince wants everyone to think he's mad at Taker, so everyone's going to come to Taker and tell them all about AEW, and Taker's going to report back to Vince. It's very obvious.
Well, I've already heard this other thing where none of the guys at AEW for this Double or Nothing are even going to be there. They're going to be at their own thing doing their own. I mean, so it's like, okay, it's just weird. All it is a signing. People are overreacting like Undertaker's going to AEW or something.
Bill put, how about
Hilarious.
a Mania coming out of a cereal box? Speaking of New Day, that's funny. Yeah, Vince is delusional. Conrad at AEW, Bruce in WWE. Yeah, that is odd. Very weird.
Yeah.
Bruce went to WWE and Conrad went to AEW.
That is really weird. I didn't even think about that.
No offense. I mean, Bruce going to WWE makes sense. Conrad, he kind of just showed up.
It does, because he's good friends with Cody now.
Conrad
t-shirts,
kind of latched onto Bruce, got big because he was with Bruce Pritchard,
Kenobi,
and now he's done his own thing.
Actually, it started with Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And now he's married Ric Flair's daughter, so.
Conrad?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Now, speaking of
Megan,
Bruce Pritchard,
I think her name is.
Big news hit today from PW Insider saying that Pritchard is reported to return to a role that will have a close relationship with Vince and the senior creative team. He's going to be returning full-time to a WWE creative position. He hasn't worked there since 2008. And actually, I know a lot of people were kind of critical of this news. But actually, I love this announcement. I think this is
why are people opposed to it?
I don't know, but I feel like this is a great signing for the WWE. I think this is great because to me, and I'm a huge Bruce Pritchard podcast guy. Him and Conrad, I love their podcast.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are not a big fan of Bruce Pritchard, but I do like his podcast.
I don't know.
I think
I don't get that.
He has a great mind for wrestling, and he knows what the fans love and what the fans hate. He knows what's going on these days in this day and age, and I think he will
especially now
really help some of the direction these NXT guys get when they get called up, and just kind of giving Vince a little bit more of a heads up of what the fans really want, because I know a lot, like I said, people may not be a big fan of Pritchard, but he knows what to do in the wrestling aspect of things. So I'm actually very, very excited for this. Bob Ruski puts Bruce was a Vince McMahon choice to bring back. That's what Russo is guessing. Triple H Steph never liked Bruce, I guess. That's coming from Vince Russo, I believe. We'll see about that. Bruce and Vince can't get along, though. I wouldn't say that much.
I highly doubt that. I can hear myself now.
Alex, you there?
Yeah. Why? What's up?
Oh, okay, there we go. We couldn't hear you.
Oh.
But yeah, this is a huge signing in my eyes. I think this will help out the WWE / WWF, whatever you want to call it. Really, really, really good. I think it would help them a lot. Your thoughts, Alex?
I mean, I'm all for it. I think Bruce Pritchard, like you said, I think he has a good mind for wrestling. I think he'll bring something different to the table. And hey, if it's all for trying to shake things up, I'm all for it. I don't know why. I would imagine why people would be mad at it, but I guess people get mad just for the sake of getting mad. But yeah, I mean, I do think it's interesting that Connor went to AEW and Bruce just went to WWE. But hey, man, I mean, let's see what the upcoming shows bring.
I think Bruce has a big love-hate relationship with Vince, and I think he doesn't hold back from Vince either. I have heard his podcast many times, so I know what you mean by that. I just feel like Bruce is not one of those yes men, even though I know Vince Russo qualifies him as one. I feel like Bruce will tell Vince if something doesn't sound like it'll click with the fans or not. But that's just my opinion. I could be totally off on that. What about you, Dave? I know you're a big Bruce Pritchard guy as well. Your thoughts of this signing?
I don't know too many people who are like against Bruce Pritchard doing this. I mean, it makes more sense, and I'm not saying anyone can tell Vince what to do or yell back at him. He might fire you right then and there. I mean, it's happened. If you get too loud with Vince McMahon, he's probably gonna fire you. But I mean, because I remember him saying something. Hey, we mentioned so and so about this. Don't bring him up ever again. Okay, and he gets mad, and he's like, hey, because I remember the Shawn Michaels story about where he was talking like, hey, what about pushing Shawn Michaels? No, he's a babyface. He won't work. And then they turn him heel. He's like, why do you guys tell me to turn him heel? You know, it's like that where Vince is just one mind to say if he doesn't come up with it, it didn't happen. But I think the Bruce Pritchard signing is a great idea because who else is more in touch what wrestling fans want today than Bruce Pritchard with all these live shows they do? And he hears the fans. He talks to them because he calls them about the shirts. When you buy a shirt, Bruce Pritchard calls you and he talks to you. So, I mean, what better way than to have someone who's actually in touch with the current wrestling fan base right now, who really knows what people talk about Triple H being on the pulse of what's going on. Bruce Pritchard literally is on the pulse of what's going on in the wrestling fans' mind, because he's live events doing Q&As and all this other crap. So I mean, one problem everyone's having, and you too, Tony, I seen you tweet about it, is that I hope this doesn't mean an end to the podcast.
Yeah, I don't want to see end the podcast. I mean, he's going to be super busy, so hopefully that'll not get involved with his podcast as well. So, yeah, good hire by the WWE. We'll see what that brings to anything. Arn Anderson, we had a feeling that it sucks, but they got a whole new crop of producers coming in, so you had to expect some producers to get fired, and I'm sure Arn Anderson will probably end up in All Elite or something, more than likely, or maybe even Impact.
He's one of the few good, I don't know, those wrestling purist guys who you just love hearing that's still working for the WWE, and then now he's gone, so he's going to go somewhere. He should be a hot commodity, in my opinion, no matter what.
I'm sure he will be.
If I was a company and I wanted someone with a mind for the business, yeah, why not?
No, absolutely. I mean, you would have to think.
Welcome to the Double A podcast.
Oh my god! All right.
So pretty much everyone's going to AEW. It sounds like
everybody who leaves the WWE is going straight to All Elite. Everyone. So it's been a wild night tonight. We've been live for almost, I think 2 hours now. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yep, 2 hours now. So we're gonna start wrapping it up. One more thing too, we didn't touch on. Well, we won't get too into detail on it because we'll be live on Tuesday night. But 2 huge matches have been announced for SmackDown Live. We got Johnny Gargano taking on Cesaro in singles action, so that should be a damn good match. And then a tag match between Aleister Black and Ricochet taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev. So that should be a dandy of a match as well. You're not going to talk about Andrade and Charlotte dating each other? I had no idea that they were dating each other. So,
I heard about that.
Congratulations.
They were all seen cuddled up on an airplane together.
Well, good for him, man. Thank you, Oscar319, for the kind words. Appreciate that. Again, thank you, Mike Kenobi, as well. The Rock announces an appearance in Atlanta before Raw airs, so he might show up on Raw. That's another one. We'll see about that. I know Raw's in Atlanta Monday night, and apparently The Rock's there tonight for a movie showing. So, man, he's a busy man. I don't know if he'll be able to stay till Monday, but we'll see. Who knows? It's Rick's birthday. Maybe he shows up for a cameo.
Right. He can't show up for SmackDown, but he can show up for Ric Flair's birthday party.
According to his WWE interview, Abyss said it was a lifelong dream. Yeah, a lifelong dream to join the WWE, even though he refused to join them, I think, a couple of years ago. Let's see, what else? I think that's it. Again, thank you for Brandon After. Oh, yeah, Brandon After will be at the live event at Raw this Monday night. So, if you haven't already, Brandon After will be at Raw this Monday night. So he'll be our live correspondent, and he'll be giving us all live updates on what's going on at Raw. So if you need anything to follow him at BeAfter23. Again, also happy birthday to Brandon After. Thank you for coming in here. I'm going to share something on Twitter, so keep an eye on it. Will do, sir. Bob Ruski, I did call BS on the Abyss interview. That was kind of silly. So, Alex, I know you'll probably be busy this week, so we won't see you on Tuesday. Will we possibly see your expensive ass next weekend?
Depends how much you make this week with the T-shirt.
Yeah, I have sold. We have sold 3 T-shirts so far. So, big thanks to everybody who has bought a T-shirt or has asked about them. We do appreciate that. Also, if you would like to donate to the show, we have a PayPal. It's PayPal /Get the Table. So if you want to drop a donation there, you can as well. Just hit us up if you would like a T-shirt. So we always appreciate any support. Okay, happy birthday to you, No Effects as well. If the Rock and Roman show on the same Raw, the ratings will go nuts. Yes, that is very true. Good point there. Quick shout out to Brandon After, Mike Kenobi, Peckinrod, Alice, Kevin, Bill, Ted, Brad Lucas, Jake King, Michael Green, the Captain, Deplorable Sam, There's other viewers I cannot see, so if I missed you, please let us know. How do I get a t-shirt? Oscar, just hit us up on Twitter at Get the Tables. We sell them for $15. Shipping and handling is free, so just hit us up on Twitter at Get the Tables, and is our Twitter account. We can set you up if you're interested in a t-shirt. Thank you for everybody who was on the Twitch chat room. We got Jody Mania, Bobaruski, Adam Bomb, Adam Pugh, Texas Legend. Who else? Truth and Loyalty. We had Noel in here, the new follower to the show, so thank you as well. And I think Adam Pugh is also a new person that we haven't seen before, so thank you as well for joining us as well. Alex, any last thoughts before we end tonight's show and we're back again next weekend?
No, I mean, definitely excited for SmackDown. Definitely Cesaro versus Johnny Gargano. I think Johnny put on his Twitter today, he's like, now delivering dream matches that you never thought of, but now are happening type of scenario. But something to look forward to this week with the new NXT guys being the mainstay, and that's about it. More AEW rumors to come, I'm sure of that.
Oh, yes. Yes, BJ, for our man from the Down Under, thank you for always joining us. Appreciate it. I know we have a big time difference, so we appreciate you every time you come in here. And thank you again to No Boy for the follow on Twitch, and to who else followed us on Twitch? Claus011 also followed us on Twitch as well. So getting close to that 50 mark, everybody. So appreciate everybody who follows us. Thank you for all the compliments on Periscope. Everybody, telling us a good show tonight. We do appreciate that. Thank you, everyone, for the support. Dave, anything else before we end tonight's show? And back again on Tuesday.
Monday night will be Ric Flair's 70th birthday, I think. Is that what they said? Or 80th? I'm not sure. But, I mean, it's a celebration on Monday. I know he just had his party this weekend, and he had a bunch of people showing up. But, man, it's hard to believe. Those of us who have been here since, like, the WWE Network was first launched, and they first talked about everything going down. I remember me, Tony, and Justin. I think it was Justin anyway.
Thank you, MG.
We were talking about watching the big announcement.
Thank you for coming.
You know, when it was on their little app, they had the big announcement, something's coming, and then it was the WWE Network launch, and then 5 years later, here we are. So it's crazy
how Ric Flair is only 70, man. I thought he was a lot older. It's crazy how he's 70 years old, and this guy still wants to get in the goddamn wrestling ring. This dude's fucking crazy.
Yep.
Let's hope he lives another 20 to 30 years. I know that's wishing a lot. I don't know if he'll make it that long, but happy birthday to Ric Flair. A hell of a wrestler, one of the greatest of all times, and looking forward to the Ric Flair celebration that will be crashed by Becky Lynch, putting him in a figure 4 leg lock, most likely. Triple H and Jericho in the same room, yeah. And so we'll see Triple H on AEW at Double or Nothing, and Shane McMahon as well. So, yeah, I think a lot of other WWE wrestlers there. I've been watching Rick since 1980. That's
they should have done it there. That's what they should have done. They should have had Becky Lynch show up there and do something.
Oh man, that would have been crazy. That would have been wild.
Put pictures.
Oh, that would have been
and
wild.
Put pictures out that Ric Flair beat up by Becky Lynch, or Becky Lynch tries to interfere in the party.
Yeah.
Oh,
and gets arrested.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up tonight. We'll be back on Tuesday night. I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend and has a great start to your work week. We're going to end you tonight with some Velveteen Dream. I think it's only fitting we end you with some championship material before we end. Don't forget, Tuesday night, we'll be live again. If you haven't already, hit that follow button. Appreciate everyone's support. Thank you, MG, for the kind words. Peck and Rod, Jody Mania, Bobaruski, all of you guys. Y'all fucking kick ass. Michael Johnson, you made it late, brother, but you always support the show as well. Thank you for joining us as well. Enjoy Velveteen Dream as we end tonight's show, and see you on Tuesday. Thank you, everyone.
Velveteen Dream.
Thank you, everyone, again. Appreciate all y'all's support.
Yeah, good show, man.